Can the gut microbiome boost athletic performance? In this video, we are looking at the article The Performance Gut, a key to optimizing performance in high-level athletes. It was published in Frontiers in Sports and Active Living by Carlone and colleagues. This was a systematic scoping review focused on high-level athletes, training, nutrition, gut microbiome patterns, recovery, and performance. The main idea is fascinating. Performance may not depend only on muscles, lungs, heart, and training load. It may also depend on the ecosystem inside the gut. The gut microbiome may influence energy metabolism, inflammation, immunity, gastrointestinal health, and recovery. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to Sports Science Insight. Here we break down sports science research into simple, practical, and evidence-based insights for athletes, coaches, students, and practitioners. Let's break it down. The gut microbiome is not just digestion. It is a complex ecosystem of microorganisms that interact with the body. In athletes, this ecosystem may influence performance through several pathways. First, energy metabolism. Some gut microbes help produce metabolites that may support energy availability. Second, immune regulation. A healthier gut environment may help control immune stress during heavy training. Third, inflammation control. Training stress can increase inflammation, and the gut may play a role in regulating that response. Fourth, recovery support. The microbiome may influence how athletes tolerate load, repair tissue, and return to training. One group of important molecules here is short-chain fatty acids, or SCFAs. These include acetate, propionate, and butyrate. They may support gut health, immune signaling, and energy metabolism. So the message is clear. The gut microbiome is not just digestion. It is a performance ecosystem. Athletes are not biologically identical to sedentary people. Their training load is different, their diet is different, their body composition is different, their lifestyle is different, and their recovery demands are different. Because of this, elite athletes may develop distinct gut microbiome profiles. The review suggests that high-level training can shape microbial diversity and microbial function. But the direction of change may depend on the sport. An endurance athlete does not place the same metabolic demand on the body as a power athlete. And a team sport athlete may have a mixed profile, with repeated sprints, technical demands, and recovery stress. So the gut may adapt to the type of training stress it receives. The key idea is this: athletes may develop sport-specific microbial profiles. But these patterns are still emerging, and they are not yet simple enough for universal prescriptions. This article was a systematic scoping review. That means the authors mapped the available evidence, rather than performing a statistical meta-analysis. They followed the PRISMA-SCR framework and searched studies from 2015 to 2025. The search included databases such as PubMed, Scopus, and Web of Science. In total, the review included 19 studies. 12 were experimental studies, 7 were systematic or narrative reviews. This is important because the field is still young. The review gives us a broad map of the evidence, but it does not prove one universal effect. So we should not say, the gut microbiome definitely improves performance in every athlete. A better interpretation is, the gut microbiome may be involved in performance, recovery, and adaptation, but the evidence is still developing. One of the most interesting points in the review is sport specificity. Different sports may be associated with different gut signals. Endurance sports may show patterns related to aerobic metabolism, lactate handling, and short-chain fatty acid production. Power sports may show different patterns, potentially linked with protein metabolism, force production, and high-intensity training demands. Team sports may produce mixed patterns because they combine endurance, speed, repeated high-intensity efforts, skill, and tactical stress. This is important because the microbiome may not respond to exercise in one generic way. It may respond to the metabolic demands of the sport. Running a long race, preparing for wrestling competition, playing basketball, and doing high-intensity swimming are not the same biological challenge. So the key message is, different sports may create different gut signals. And that is why microbiome strategies need context. Endurance performance is where the microbiome story becomes especially interesting. The review discusses microbes such as Veillonella and Prevotella, which have been linked with endurance athletes and vigorous physical activity. One of the most famous ideas is that certain microbes may help metabolize lactate. During intense exercise, the body produces lactate. Some gut microbes may convert lactate into metabolites such as propionate. Propionate is a short-chain fatty acid that may contribute to energy metabolism. This does not mean that gut bacteria replace training, and it does not mean that one microbe makes someone an elite athlete. But it suggests that some microbes may help transform exercise stress into usable fuel. That is a powerful idea. The endurance gut may be connected to lactate handling, SCFA production, and aerobic performance. But we still need more human data before making strong recommendations. The most practical message from this review is nutrition. The main modulator of the athlete's microbiome is not a fancy test. It is not one supplement. It is nutrition. Diet shapes the gut ecosystem every day. Carbohydrates can support endurance performance and may help maintain microbial stability in certain contexts. Fiber feeds beneficial microbes and supports the production of short-chain fatty acids. Protein is essential for repair and adaptation, but very high protein patterns may change microbial diversity depending on the full diet. Fat quality also matters, although the effects in athletes are still not fully understood. The review highlights that high carbohydrate or periodized carbohydrate strategies may support performance better than low carbohydrate, high fat approaches in some endurance contexts. So the practical lesson is, before thinking about advanced microbiome manipulation, athletes need smart nutrition. Fuel quality, timing, quantity, and consistency still matter most. The gut microbiome may also shift across the training year. Training is not constant. Athletes move through preparation, competition, recovery, and transition phases. Each phase creates different demands. High training load may increase physiological stress. Competition may increase intensity, travel, nutrition disruption, and psychological pressure. Recovery phases may allow the gut ecosystem to stabilize. Some studies in the review suggest that training periodization can influence microbial composition, microbial diversity, and short-chain fatty acid production. This means the microbiome might act as a marker of training load, adaptation, and recovery. But there is a warning. More change is not always better. The goal is not to constantly manipulate the gut. The goal is to support microbial stability when the athlete faces heavy load. The gut microbiome may shift across the training year. And in the future, this may help guide nutrition and recovery planning. Now let's talk about probiotics. This is where we need to be very careful. A probiotic is not one thing. Different strains may have different effects. Different doses may produce different responses. Different durations may matter. And the athlete's sport, diet, baseline microbiome, training load, and health status can all change the outcome. The review discusses potential benefits of probiotics for endurance, gastrointestinal symptoms, immunity, recovery, stress, and inflammation. Some studies show promising results. Others do not. For example, probiotic supplementation may help some endurance athletes reduce gastrointestinal symptoms or support immune function. But the effects on strength and power are less clear. So the message is not, take any probiotic and performance will improve. The message is, strain, dose, duration, and context matter. Probiotics may be useful, but they should not be treated as a universal ergogenic shortcut. This field is exciting, but it is still early. The review identifies several limitations. Many studies had small sample sizes. Several interventions were short. Different studies used different microbiome analysis methods. The athletes came from different sports and different performance levels. Many studies included mostly male athletes. And the outcomes were not standardized. This makes it difficult to compare results directly. There is also a major individual variability problem. Two athletes may follow similar training and nutrition plans but have different microbiome responses. That means simple prescriptions are not ready yet. We cannot say, this bacteria equals better performance, or this probiotic works for everyone. The gut microbiome is promising, but it is not ready for simple prescriptions. More standardized, longer, and athlete-specific studies are needed. So what should athletes and coaches take from this review? First, the gut may matter for performance. Second, nutrition is the foundation. Third, training load can influence the microbiome. Fourth, gastrointestinal symptoms should not be ignored. Fifth, probiotics may help in specific contexts, but they need to be strain-specific and goal-specific. The best practical approach right now is integrated. Train consistently, fuel intelligently, recover properly, monitor symptoms, and personalize strategies based on the athlete's own response. This means looking at performance, recovery, diet, gastrointestinal comfort, illness frequency, and training tolerance together. The gut may become an important performance biomarker in the future. But for now, the strongest message is simple. The gut may matter, but performance starts with consistent training and smart nutrition. If this video helped you, leave a like, subscribe to Sports Science Insight, and stay tuned for more evidence-based content on training, recovery, nutrition, and performance. And tell me in the comments, Do you think the gut microbiome is the next big performance tool, or is the science still too early? See you in the next breakdown.